Hi everyone. I am sorry I look like hell. I am exhausted. I was out of town this weekend and I did not sleep good last night. So I'm going to do this pitch and I'm super tired. So I am doing the redo of a classmate's pitch for the one I'm going to pronounce your name wrong and I apologize. Kara. I think it's Kara's TV show pitch. I really liked her um pitch for that as I really like horror movies and I really liked how it took on the spin of Heathers and Mean Girls combined and a little bit of The Babysitter. So the new title of this show would be called The New Girl, and it would be a horror musical. And then it's basically take down a spin of Heather's, Mean Girls, Babysitter, and Babysitter Killer Queen, which would be the recommendations. So yeah, let's jump into the log line for this show. I know her log line was a little different, but okay, doesn't matter. Okay. So I have three girls are rude to the main girl, who is basically the new girl in the town. So in the town of Idaho, she is the new girl. So the three girls are rude to the main girl, who is the new girl, and they dare the main girl and the main girl's best friend, who she basically meets at school on the first day, and one of the mean girls' boyfriend, and they all enter a haunted house. But the boyfriend is actually a killer and wants to hurt the new girl. Will the girl and her friend escape or will they get killed? Okay. So our main villain is Gabby Ramos, and she's the main villain. So she's like Regina George and Heather Chandler combined. And she's super rude in the lead. She's like the almighty of it. So she is the leader of the three mean bullies. So she is the leader. Her backstory is she loves to pick on anybody that's new, and anybody that's new that comes to Idaho is who she wants to pick on. The first when the first girl came in, she just went crazy and started picking on her. So whenever somebody new comes into, basically she owns the town. She doesn't really own it, but basically whenever someone new where she thinks she owns this world, when someone comes new into her state, she just wants to go nuts and does whatever it takes to get them scared and hopefully kicked out of town. So yeah, she's had some bad days, some history with some other people, and she has little friends, and she had a friend named Hannah, and Hannah has ditched Gabby to move to a different state. So now we have Gabby's sidekick and best friend, Zoe Gilbert. This is the only friend, one of the only friends Gabby has, and basically she's Gabby's sidekick. So she's basically Gretchen Wieners and Heather McNamara. And whatever Gabby tells Zoe to do, Zoe will listen. Zoe has no friends except for Gabby, and Gabby's like Zoe. Zoe loves Gabby and will just listen to Gabby. So Zoe will do whatever Gabby tells her. And then like Zoe's backstory is that she had a boy, she been through some dating history with guys, and all the guys haven't liked Zoe, and she used to be popular, and she used to be very popular. All the guys, everyone would love her. And then things went rough when she made her school lose the big soccer game as she was a soccer player. And now she will not do soccer. She will not join any club. She just doesn't care, but she supports Gabby, whatever Gabby does. And then the main one, the other friend of these two is Kayla Ding, and she's the dumb one of the group. They're friends. Gabby and Zoe aren't the biggest friend of Kayla, but Kayla has been lonely and has no friends except for she thinks Zoe and Gabby are her friends. Zoe and Gabby don't think Kayla is their friends, and she's just dumb. Kayla's not smart in school. She fails her classes. She does horrible in sports. She's just dumb. She's like Karen and Heather Duke. She's dumb. So Gabby and Zoe tell her to shut up a lot because Kayla's dumb and her ideas are horrible. And then we have Luke Bark, which is Gabby's boyfriend and the killer. So Gabby doesn't know Luke is the killer, but he is actually the killer. So yeah. And then we have Jake Gold, which is Zoe's boyfriend, or so Zoe thinks so. But Jake is also Luke's friend, but Jake also becomes a killer later on. Zoe thinks Jake is her boyfriend, but Jake has no interest in dating Zoe whatsoever. And Zoe tries to woo Jake over, but he doesn't love her. So, yeah. And then we have the new girl, Katie Jones. And Katie is the one who gets picked on by Gabby and Zoe. And Kayla, she tries to get picked on by Kayla, but Kayla's just dumb and doesn't know what to say. Calls her some really stupid words like sped and such. So Katie's the new girl and just has moved. But Katie meets Sarah Williams, and that becomes Katie's friend. And Sarah just wants to help Katie out, help Katie fit in, help Katie find clubs and where she belongs in the world. So Katie's only friend is Sarah. The two of them will stick together. So our plot for, well, episode 1, the pilot, is Katie is a new girl at school, and Katie's family has just moved. So her mom, her dad, and then Katie's little brother, Johnny. So she has a little brother named Johnny who is in middle school, and Katie is in high school. So she's a new girl at school. She just moved, and she's having some trouble fitting in and doesn't know anybody, is a little scared. She does bump into Luke in the hallway and starts to fall in love with Luke, where Gabby tells Katie, stay away from him, he's mine. And she starts to fall in love with Luke, who is actually the quarterback on the football team. But then she meets Sarah, who helps Katie out after Gabby and her friends pick on Kayla and try to do whatever it takes to get Katie out of their school. Katie just wants to fit in. But then Katie meets Luke and falls in love, but Sarah warns Katie, stay away from Luke, he's dating Gabby. But at lunch, Luke comes over to Katie and Sarah and introduces himself and welcomes Katie to the school. Gabby is pissed off about this and wants to get revenge on Katie now. So there's a whole Halloween party happening, and Gabby and her friends dare Katie and Sarah to go into a haunted house at the Halloween carnival. But Luke tries to warn Katie to not go in because he has other plans for her. What the girls don't know is that Luke is a killer, and the only one who knows Luke is a killer is Jake. So Jake and Luke have other plans. So Katie and Sarah decide to take the dare and be brave. So they go into the haunted house, and what they don't know is that Jake is hiding in the haunted house and tries to start and kidnap Sarah. But what we don't know is that we see Katie fight for Sarah, fight for her friend, and gets Jake out, and then they have to run away from the haunted house. So what happens at the end of the pilot of the first episode is that at the end, we find out that Jake is a killer, and Zoe finds that out and starts to fall in more love with Jake. But Jake stabbed Zoe, and at that point, Zoe has become a vampire, as the stabbing was to turn Zoe into a vampire, and that's how she wakes up. And then the season, and Katie and Sarah do make it out alive and are simply shocked that Jake is a killer, and they have to find a place to hide. And Katie decide, and Luke invites Katie and Sarah over for a sleepover at his house, and they agree. What they don't know is that Luke is a killer, and the only person that knows that is Jake. And now Zoe knows that because she turned into a vampire. Gabby goes over to Zoe, finds out what's wrong. Zoe doesn't want to talk about it and decides to go home, and Jake invites her into the car. So they go away. Gabby takes Kayla home, and the season ends with we seeing another person hiding in the bushes, and that is no other than Catherine Lockhart, who is an old friend of Sarah's. And what we don't know is that Catherine is a witch and another killer, and she sees that Sarah is with a new friend and is plotting her revenge to get revenge on Sarah. So basically, this is connected to my life, where all these people wanted to hurt me, get revenge on me, and do whatever it takes to get me out of their life. So Gabby, Zoe, they were actually people in my life and they just wanted to get me out of their lives. So it relates to me that they just want to get, I was the new girl at schools and people just want me out of my life. So that's how our season ends. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the plot of New Girl. I'm exhausted, so this was really off the hut. So thanks. Bye.